Titan Quest 2 finally released its second chapter, with tons of amazing boss fights, a gigantic map, and brand new skills. Those brand new skills we instantly use to break the game and create a lightning build that just walks and everything dies around you. Before I tell you more about the build, how much game time did we now get out of the new chapter? How much replayability is there? So far, we got the prologue, which you can go through in an hour if you discover really every nook and cranny. Then we get the Flooded Farmlands Part 1, and that is quite the big map. And if you want to do every single quest and see every single thing, beat every side boss and all that kind of stuff, it took me 6 hours. And now on top, we get the Northern Beaches with Act 2, which is equivalently large, filled with interesting side quests, new bosses, dungeons. Why do I keep mentioning these quests? They're amazing for loot. But most importantly, they do actually give you bonus divinity, so you can go into this 4th skill rank in both of your masteries, and they give you skill points plus passive points. And they are so important, because more passive points will allow you to get more specializations, and more skill points will allow you to unlock more capacity to then make your skills stronger. Because that's how the Titan Quest 2 skill system works for anyone that isn't aware. You put skill points into a skill. The more points you put in, the more capacity you unlock, and then the more you can mess around with your skills and specialize them into Thunderstorm, Blizzard, or other shenanigans. My most achieved character is currently 10 hours in, and he has discovered every single nook and cranny into the game, not been over farming. It's pretty much my playthrough character that doesn't just idle around in the game. So 10 hours is quite realistic. But as you can see, I have a bunch of other characters with even more game time because the replayability of the game is fantastic. Since there are 4 different masteries from Warfare Earth to Storm and Rogue, and you can mix and match them to different effects. For example, we got the Whirlwind build that together with Earth can create a ring of flame around you and just go for spin to the wind, super fun. All these builds, by the way, are linked in the description and can be found on the YouTube channel. Now, Chapter 2 gave us a 4th row of skills and passives, and they are truly bonkers. You could already go for quite some fun, but with this 4th row of skill, you can specialize even more and or create complete new builds, especially because of the passives. In my case, we're Storm and Earth Mastery character focusing on lightning. Storm and Rogue would as well work. And what we do is we throw out our Lightning Bolt together with the new Tempest and then our 2 passives to permanently strike all our enemies around us with lightning strikes from the sky. So those are not my lightning bolts, no, they're bonus triggering lightning strikes, and these are doing massive amounts of damage. And the new Tempest skill just randomly shoots lightning strikes out of me that kill enemies. I can pretty much walk into an area without casting a single skill, and things will just die. If I then though start casting skills, well, things die even quicker. And if I now also unleash my Cyclone on the very tippity top of them, well, stuff is getting completely out of hand. How does this work now? What did they add? First, it's the Tempest skill. Tempest is in itself very simple. It's an activable skill that gives you 30% increased movement speed and 15% increased total damage. Not so exciting, to be honest. And the passive says, when you hit enemies with other skills, Tempest gains Amplify. Cool. And if you then use it with Amplify, it shoots out a super massive lightning cascade. However, that's bad. Instead, we're going to put 5 ranks into Discharge, and Discharge says, with at least 50 Amplify, you do 1,000 lightning damage to the closest enemy every second. And this deals 3% more damage per Amplify. And then, well, we get as much Amplify as possible up to that 150. This has our Tempest now, as we walk forward, just discharge on enemies and do, well, 10,000 plus damage. And it can crit, and everything just dies. To this, we're adding a new passive called Lightning Bringer. It says 60% increased chance to cause lightning strikes and 120% increased lightning strike damage. Don't mistake this for my lightning bolt. This lightning bolt I'm throwing is not a lightning strike. Lightning strikes are exclusive things that state they are lightning strikes, like the things coming out of the Tempest. Those would now do 120% increased damage. Plus, lightning strikes have a base critical hit chance and reservation. reserve 10% energy, and lightning strikes deal 33.386% of reserved energy as additional damage. Which means the more energy we have, the more damage we will deal. And that's finally where our Earth Mastery comes in, because you get the Arcane Abundance. It gives you maximum energy bonus and another percentage of maximum energy bonus. Plus, I can increase my maximum energy by another 15%. My skills cost more, but hell, my skill cost like 19 mana. Doesn't really matter. And since our lightning strikes now deal massive more damage, you also have Lightning Evoker. Whenever you use an active non-channeled skill, there's a chance to hit a random enemy with a lightning strike. Aha. And those lightning strikes deal more damage. And whenever rage overflows, whenever I get more rage, I do even more lightning strikes. However, these chances to do lightning strikes are increased by the lightning bringer, because it says increased chance to cause lightning strikes on any chance for lightning strikes, which also has our lightning bolt that we spam out have a 30% chance to trigger a lightning strike on hit, but that's not a 30% chance, that's a higher chance. And on top, that lightning bolt gains me rage. So we're going to be spamming away the lightning bolts, we're going to be getting rage as we hit enemies, and while we're getting that rage, while we're spamming out the lightning bolts, we're then going to be triggering bonus lightning strikes. And those are the random strikes you see coming from the sky, boom, that then deal massive amounts of damage. But wait, there's more, because you got the Storm Nimbus. This would be your passive skill that reserves a lot of energy for the Storm Enhancement for more cold and lightning damage, which gives another 60% increased lightning damage in total. And also Thunderstorm grants a 60% increased lightning strike damage, okay nice, and every 2 seconds you have a 45% chance to hit a random enemy within the aura with a lightning strike. Again, that lightning strike chance being increased, the lightning strike damage being increased, fantastic. But we want to take this even further. And for this, we got Blink now. Blink, it gets us forward, and with the Thunderstorm ability, we have a chance to hit everyone that we blink on with lightning strikes as well. Fantastic. Just leading us to even more massive bonus damage. Lastly, we add the Cyclone. This creates a Cyclone that deals cold damage at the target location. This is boring. It deals 5% more damage per amplify, still boring. Cyclone gains amplify whenever we use a cold or lightning skill. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add Thunderstorm. Every 2 seconds, enemies inside the Thunderstorm have a 24% chance to hit by lightning strike. And the frequency of this is increased by your amplify. So the more amplify you have, the faster the lightning strikes are going down. This has us now blink onto opponents, drop the storm on top of them, then delete them with our lightning bolts, or just don't bother and just kill them straight with the lightning bolts and only use the storm versus bosses. However, that would be the maximum amount of damage that you can unleash. Let's demonstrate on a boss fight. We pushed the level of the area to 38, I'm level 34, and we also made it 5 levels higher than it should be. So we made this really hard for us instead of like taking the easy route. Now we're going to put down our storm, we can blink around, and we just hold our button, and you see these strikes striking, our damage going down, we can just pop the barrier to not die, and he absolutely has no chance. Even 4 levels higher than us, absolutely over leveled, just being struck down. Other passives to increase this even further is the Raging Storm. This increases the rage effect that we would be doing more damage, and on top we get the more rage amount. The Storm Attunement will give us more lightning damage, 52%, and increase our spell damage and cast speed even further. Cast speed being important because the faster I can spam away the lightning bolt, the more lightning strikes we're getting. And that's where the rage also comes in, because we get spell rage. And spell rage has our rage not only increase our damage, also our cast speed per stack, giving us bonus cast speed on top and critical hit chance with all our spells that our lightning strikes actually tremendously critical hit all the time. In the Earth tree, we reserved mana for the Earth enchantment for Stone Skin to get more armor. This truly helps to keep us alive. That's also why we have 4 points into Earthen Barrier. That gives us another huge chunk of armor. Then we use the bonus spell damage and more maximum energy from the Ground Magic, together with more spell damage and more critical strike chance. On the side, we get more energy, and I would actually get even more energy regeneration and energy. As in Storm in the future, I'm going to get even more energy regeneration and energy here as well, because more energy is more reservation, is more lightning strike damage. And if I finally get more divinity, I can push my Earth tree further forward to actually add the Stone form. This encases you in stone for 2 seconds and you take 100% less damage and cannot act. Recaster use movement spell to cancel early, so I could use this to avoid any kind of damage. As you can see here in the Earth tree, it doesn't add too much to the build. It does something, but it's not crazy for what we're doing. However, Rogue would actually be extremely good. You would still do everything the same storm-wise, but Rogue now has the ability to get you increased damage and critical hit chance that we do even more lightning strike crits. We can add more cast speed and more damage, plus then even more crit chance again and attack and cast speed. And with the final 30 divinity points of Rogue, you can get even more critical hit chance and multiplier with crit hit chance and critical hit damage. It is just crazy. You get the shadow arts for the more spell damage with, again, more critical Gnosis. This would be absolutely mental for the massive maximum super damage. But you would lack defense, and that's what Earth kind of provides me and makes me tankier. Would I say Titan Quest 2 is worth it? Absolutely. One character goes up to 10 hours, and that would be one mastery combination. Then for the second mastery combination, you would easily put in another 10 hours, because really discovering everything is worth it. You don't want to skip a quest. You don't want to skip a boss. You want that divinity. You want the maximum passive points and active points to really mess around with the skill tree and have a lot of fun. Can't wait to see the further chapters to really play through the whole game and then probably replay it and replay it. The interesting part is that loot is quite limited in the game. Most of it you're getting from quests, killing bosses, and then respawning bosses and killing them again, and respawning bosses and killing them again, and actually from going to vendors, because vendors often have amazing stuff for you that's level appropriate and or even higher. I mean, this is level 38 gear because we leveled up the whole area to my level, that the vendors now actually do sell proper gear for me, which has you always be equipped and never run out of anything. It's quite nice that you're not being showered with too much and you just gotta find it where it matters, right? I just gotta kill some bosses and then go into some dungeons and open some chests, and not just like I kill random monsters and suddenly my inventory is full again. Now, after I kill a boss, my inventory will be full, and there might be useful stuff or not, and that useful stuff can be traded between you and your characters if you're not solo self-finding, including the unique items that you find throughout the game, which are pretty damn amazing at times. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Is that lightning build something for you? Are you going to give Titan Quest 2 a try? Tell me in the comments below. And here are 2 other builds you might want to try out that get even stronger with the further skill points. Enjoy.